Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us in your lunch hour. This is a continuation of the Biz-M-Power webinar series. This is hair and nail salons and fitness and health industry. I just would like to introduce our speakers for today. So Jonathan, sorry, I should introduce myself first. My name is Theresa Ng. I'm the Community Project Manager here at Mass Growth Capital, in charge of the Biz-M-Power Matching Grant Program. And that Mass Growth Capital aims to help promote economic success for small businesses throughout the state of Massachusetts. So I would like to introduce Jonathan Berk, who's the Vice President of Patronicity.
Thanks, Theresa. Thanks, everyone, for being here. I'm excited to have you join us for the conversation around the Biz-M-Power program. I'm based in Massachusetts in Salem, and looking forward to hopefully having the opportunity to work with you, to coach you through this program, or one of my colleagues will also be working with you equally as experienced, skilled, abled, and hopefully we're all as friendly as I can present myself today. So thanks, Theresa.
Thank you, Jonathan. And I would like to introduce Lauren Sciarppa, that she owns Beauty Mark Inc. in Canton, Mass.
Hi, everyone.
Okay. Lauren, do you want to share just a little bit about Beauty Mark?
Yes, so I own Beauty Mark Inc. located in Canton, Mass. I do permanent makeup services and aesthetic services. And I used the grant program, the crowdfunding, for an expansion to buy new equipment for my salon.
Thanks, Lauren. Tony, do you feel comfortable sharing? So Tony owns MyLe nail salons in Dracut.
Yeah, hi, I'm Tony. I own MyLe Nails in Dracut. I just got funded, and what is same with Lauren. I'm trying to expand and do better, more services to the salon.
Thank you, Tony.
Try to rejuvenate, and we've been here 18 years, so we're trying to expand, rejuvenate, and grow what we offer within the salon here.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for sharing, Tony. Becky, if you want to share the slides. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a brief overview of the program, and then there will be a section in which you can ask questions to myself, Jonathan, or Lauren or Tony about this program. I'm going to do a brief overview. So the Biz-M-Power grant program is created by Mass Growth Capital Corporation. So it's providing small business owners or entrepreneurs like yourself with new knowledge and skills to grow their business, to obtain equity through earned support of local residents, neighborhoods, community members, stakeholders alike, by utilizing a community-based crowdfunding platform. I like to think of it this way, that it provides business owners like yourself that don't necessarily have access to wealth, either through like family wealth or like investors, to help build that net worth. So that ends up being a positive cash flow on your balance sheet. So we have roughly a little under $6 million in matching grant dollars still available. Preference will be given to low to moderate income business owners. Low to moderate business owners with that physical customer facing presence. Women, minorities, immigrants, non-native English speakers, US military veterans, disabled individuals, members of the GLBTQ community, and businesses that are operating gateway cities. Next slide, please. Since it's launched in 2021, Biz-M-Power has helped over 90 businesses raise over 1 million in contributions and to receive over 960,000 in matching MGC matching funds. Next slide, please. So Becky's just going to share a video on what
Crowdfunding is the process of getting a large group of people, the crowd, to financially support the funding of a project within a certain constrained time frame. Through the Biz-M-Power program, your successful crowdfunding campaign will unlock your matching grant from the MGCC if you reach your preset campaign goal. Businesses pre-approved by MGCC will develop their crowdfunding page on the Patronicity platform, where they will tell the personal story of their business and the plans for what they'll do with their new funding. They will also be assigned a crowdfunding coach to work one-on-one with them to help them build their campaign page, structure their recognition levels, and develop a campaign outreach strategy. Biz-Empowered is intended to help participating businesses tap into and strengthen the connection to their existing support base, while also connecting with new customers by offering creative recognition levels like products, gift cards, personalized gift baskets, access to special dinners or events, and more. When your crowd helps you reach your funding goal, they also help you unlock your MGCC matching grant, a powerful community effort. Crowdfunding is the process of...
We're not going to make you watch that again, don't worry. So as the video mentioned, so crowdfunding, I know it may seem simple, the video may seem simple to some people. Everyone comes in with a different level of understanding and experience. For the most part, I think most folks we've worked with in this program have never run a crowdfunding campaign before. Some people have experience giving to crowdfunding campaigns, whether it's GoFundMe, Kickstarter, whatever it might be. We've been working in sort of the community development, small business world for the last about 8 years now across the Midwest and Northeast, working with communities and working with very hyper-local campaigns that are really geared towards supporting small businesses. So like the slide says, don't be afraid if you've never done a crowdfunding campaign before. Most people haven't, so you're in good company. Our team, myself, my colleagues are here to work with you to help you set up your campaign page, really tell a concise story, and really structure your rewards and recognition levels in a way that can hopefully help not just raise the funds towards this program to get the match, but also help really bring people in the door of your business after the campaign's over. So really looking at this as not just a fundraising program, but also sort of a marketing tool for you to get new customers in the door and also reconnect with existing and former customers of your business as well.
Thank you, Jonathan. So I'm going to talk a little bit about approved use of funds for this grant. So I'd like everybody to keep in mind that to encourage you to kind of stay and listen throughout this program, because you may not have an immediate need for capital expenses, but in the future. So this program is open until June 30th, 2023. So approved use of funds are capital expense. So that could include acquiring or purchasing a facility. That could be if you're, purchasing your first brick and mortar storefront for your fitness club, salon, or beauty, or if you're looking to expand to a second location. So expansion or improvement of existing facilities. So what's really popular is like new building signage, remodels for your space, additional square footage and build out, leasing a facility. So that's a new location with more space, and we only cover that first and last month's and security deposit fee. Purchase or lease of equipment. So again, something familiar with salons or fitnesses would be like gym equipment or like a salon chair. Other capital needs of a business would be like intangible assets or license or patents. So non-approved use of funds are day-to-day operational costs. So for example, you can't be used for inventory and supplies, no utility bills, no employee payroll, no employee benefits, not on your current lease and not on your current rent, not for marketing costs, and not for any reimbursements that you may have. Next slide, please. So if you're an eligible business, you would, as just outlined in the previous slide, an eligible capital expense need. You have a business that is customer facing physical presence. You employ 1 to 20 full-time employees, and you've been at least in operations for 3 months. So if you're an early start business, that is 3 months of sales. So the full list of eligibility will be listed on the website. Becky will drop a flyer later with all this information in the chat. Eligible businesses, you can seek up to $2,500 and up to $20K in matching grant dollars. And all funds raised over $5,000 on the platform, with exception to all or nothing campaigns, will be matched. So you can have projects as large as $5,000 and up to $40K. Next slide, please. Really quickly, I'm just going to go over the process. Step 1 is to submit your application through the MGC website through submittables. There will be a review process. We do monthly reviews. Step 2 is that conditional approval from MGCC. So based on that Biz-M-Power budget, and then you will be paired with a crowdfunding coach. And step 3 is you'd begin a plan with your crowdfunding coach. You have anywhere from 30 to 60 days to run your campaign, and then you must launch that campaign within 30 days. Step 4 is the fun part. Again, if you hit your target goal or raise over $5,000 on the platform, with exception to all or nothing campaigns, you'll receive matching funds from MGCC and the funds that you've raised on the platform. Next slide. For those that need small business technical assistance, built into the eligibility form and also in the initial form is you could fill out a Google form to get technical support, for a business advisor will help you with that. Next slide, please. We'll drop in the chat later my contact information, and we're just going to go live to our business center. So this is really for both Lauren. I think Tony had just stepped away for a moment. Becky, if you want to just share screen a little bit. There's Lauren. First of all, congratulations on running a successful crowdfunding campaign. How much did you raise through your campaign? And I think you mentioned briefly a little bit about what you used the funds for.
So I raised about $2,500 and was matched by the MGCC, and I'm using that for salon chairs, lights, cabinets, just equipment for my expansion.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
And if anybody has questions, you can either drop them in the chat on the right, or we'll have a section in a few minutes for folks to jump in for either myself, Theresa, Lauren, or Tony as well. An opportunity to kind of hear from folks who have successfully been through this program. And yes, a recording at the end, so folks don't have to take notes too much if they don't want to.
Yes. Thank you. So Lauren, how did you find the process from your application to building your page and launching a successful campaign? And how did your Patronicity coach help with that?
So I found the process really easier than I expected. I'll have to say when I first took a look at the crowdfunding, I was a little like standoffish. I was a little worried that it might be difficult. But it actually was pretty easy. The crowdfunding page to set up kind of laid everything out. So I was able to follow that. And my coach was amazing. She answered any questions that I had. She gave me suggestions on what to put. It was really good to be able to share my story on the page and share that with the clients and community. And you know, they were really excited for me. They would check in and I would give updates. And I mean, everyone was kind of excited to participate. So it was a lot easier than I expected.
I think we have lost Tony, but Lauren, if you could chat to a little bit about sort of how you approach structuring, and this is a question I think we always spend a lot of time on with a lot of businesses, how you approach structuring the rewards levels, what your thought process was there, and kind of the recognition levels, and kind of how you work through that process.
So the reward levels, I offer services that I was able to do like discounts on, or you know, like a free brow tint or free brow wax with a service. So, you know, clients and, you know, family or friends were able to benefit from donating to the page and to my campaign. So I feel like that was a nice incentive for them to be able to get something back as well by donating.
Great, thanks, Lauren. And Tony, are you able to answer a couple questions for us? Sorry, you're on mute.
Yeah.
Still have you on mute.
You're still on mute.
Can you hear me now?
There it is. Yeah.
We can.
So do you want to quickly run through a little bit of how much you raised and then what you use the funding for your business?
Yeah, I've raised $19,606, which was also matched by MGCC. What I decided on is to expand, to get to grow the business, to get more customers and business coming in, to offer like massages and facials and like eventually makeup also. And what I put on the applications for just more equipment and just mostly the equipment part to try to expand the business. Patronicity was very useful, very helpful in helping setting up the whole web page and what levels. And with that, we actually got more clients coming in, referral from clients, and a lot of family and friends just reached out and helped donate and try to keep the business alive and surviving.
That's great. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah.
Tony,
Yeah,
you touched on
useful and very helpful in every step of the way to try to make me meet my goal.
well, it's great to hear. We really appreciate the kind words too. And it was, I know for your coach, it was a pleasure working with you too, I heard. So
yes,
everything was mutual. Can you touched on something really important there, and we just talked to Lauren a little bit about it, but it's really like how you thought about approaching the rewards and recognition levels, which I think a lot of folks spend a lot of time really thinking about and kind of diving into. Can you talk a little bit about what you did, and then also how you thought about structuring those from a financial standpoint?
for financial, we did depending on the level of donation that they donate, we would compensate. Usually with me, I'm a numbers guy, so I like to do percentage. So say $100 donation, okay, 20% is what can they get for that amount. So with the help of my coach, we decided on what level and what incentives would be good for that particular level. So that's how we came about it. So we did like, I think a 50, 100, a 250, a 500. So each level, it was more enticing for them as the donation level grows higher, is more incentive to use those instead of the lower ones, but those incentives work great. We did get a lot of feedbacks that they can't wait to use the freebies that they got from donating.
That's great. Thanks, Tony, and thanks, Lauren. So for folks on the call, if anybody wants to jump off mute and ask a question to anybody on the call right now, whether it's Lauren, Tony, myself, or Theresa, feel free to either raise your hand or just unmute yourself. Hopefully it's not chaos, but we'll try that.
And just add another, when I looked at the program, I was scared how it's going to work, but anyone that wants to try it and wants to do it, it's a very simple process. Everyone is very helpful to walk you through each step, and so far I had a positive experience with the whole entire from start to finish.
That's great.
Can you go back to the page that had what we could use it on again? Can you share that again? It was basically expansion and then new equipment.
Yep.
Basically. Okay. Thank you.
No, there's more to that. Becky, do you want to pull up the approved use of funds slide? Yes. So you could use it for purchasing or expanding, acquiring a facility. So if you're looking to purchase your current location or a new location, and then all the build out and sort of like improvement on existing facilities. So that's build out, additional square footage, remodel. There's a lot of different things that you do there. And then leasing facility is, again, if you're moving to a new location, example, we just covered that last month's fee. Or if you're actually, if you, I don't know if it necessarily applies, maybe partly, maybe fitness, fitness. If you had other pop-up locations and you're looking for that first brick and mortar. So, and then equipment needs as well. And then other capital needs are basically intangible assets like license or patents for your business. I hope that answers your question.
Question from Mark on, are there restrictions on who can donate? Can friends and family donate? The only restriction is that you cannot donate to your own campaign. So anybody can donate, friends, family, businesses, anybody else can support your campaign, but you can't contribute directly to your own campaign.
How long does the campaign go for again? Can you have it up?
You have the option of running between 30 and 60 days. We typically advise folks to do closer to 30 days for these campaigns, just because any longer than that and you spend more time trying to keep the word out and keep the campaign and buzz going than you actually do getting donations in or contributions in. So we advise folks to keep that campaign closer to 30 days.
I have a question. I have moved location just recently and purchased equipment and things like that. Would I be able to get more funding with that? Because it just recently happened. Like I said, I'm not really, I expanded a little bit, but like I said, I still need signs and things like that. Would I be able to still apply?
So Burnett,
Yeah.
so this, the approved it, so you can't use it for any reimbursement, but it sounds like you just said, from listening to that you need new signage. So
yes, I'm in the middle, like I as far as, yes.
Mm-hmm. So that would be an improved use of funds. I would think about like needs of your business that approximately like anywhere from 6 to 10 weeks out that you might need. So if you have an immediate need, then yeah, but it sounds like new building signage, if it's your, a new location, that's building signage can be quite expensive from what I hear.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Burnett.
Okay.
Oh, what industry are you from and what town? Is that a curiosity?
Oh, Fitchburg. I
Okay.
have a salon.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been doing it for over 33 years.
Wow. Thanks.
Good question. Thanks, Bernadette. We had a question from Hillary too. Can we just clarify how the dollar match works? That's a good question. We didn't touch on it yet, actually. So up to $20,000, you have to be pre-approved, and whatever you're pre-approved for, that is your maximum match amount. So if you want 18,000 to get 18,000, you can raise up to 18,000 to receive a match. There is a basement level, so 5,000. If you raise over 5,000, you'll receive a match for everything you raise between $5,000 and up to your actual initial goal. If you don't reach your goal, you'll have to submit some paperwork to show how you're going to use those funds. Obviously, since you didn't raise your full goal, you have to submit an updated budget to show how you use those funds. But everything over that $5,000 mark up to your goal, if you don't reach your goal, you'll be matched on.
So this website that we use to raise fund, do they charge like a fee for the total amount raised?
Yeah, so it's our platform. We built it. It's our custom platform for the programs. There's a platform fee of admin fee of 5%, and there's a credit card fee of about 2.9%. And those are typically covered by folks who contribute to your campaign. So the fee will be less than that total 8%, typically around 4 or 5%.
Thank you. And at the end of the day, of the year, we're responsible to like pay taxes on everything that we raise.
So you may be taxed on the grant portion. I don't know about Jonathan.
It's treated, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to give anybody tax advice, but it's, yeah. I'm just going to leave it at that. But I would think for most people, you want to check with your accountants, but it's going to be just considered income.
Got it. Thanks.
But that was not tax advice, so don't come back at me.
I got it.
Thanks. Anybody else with questions? All right, hearing none.
Sorry, one last question is, so I know the program run until 6/30/2023. Is that a deadline when we have to enroll for 2022, or we have time until 6/30?
It's a rolling application process, so you have time every month. Right now, the program runs through next June, but there's no guarantees that it would still be there past next June. So you apply whenever you're ready. It's reviewed on a rolling process every month, and then we'll get you decisions based at that point.
So if I apply in December and I don't get accepted in December, can I apply in like February for the same program or no?
If you don't get accepted, you probably have to apply for something. There's probably a reason why you didn't get accepted, whether your business isn't eligible or the funds you requested are not eligible to be covered by this program.
Okay, so if it's within the parameters, then most likely you get accepted.
Yeah, Theresa, I'll let you answer that one, but yeah.
It has to go through a review process. So I highly recommend that you check out the Biz-M-Power website and review all the required documentation. My email is, I can put my email again in the chat, and we can have someone that can help you go through like the required documentation for this program.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions from folks?
So it sounds like you have to submit an application first, get it approved, and then get set up with a coach.
Yeah, so to run through the process really quick, you're going to apply through Submittable on the MGCC website. You'll submit a lot of tax information and go through their forms there. Once you're pre-approved through that part of the process, you'll be sent to us. That's when you'll be assigned a crowdfunding coach from our team, who will work directly with you to help you structure your page, review your recognition levels, reward levels, and go over your outreach strategy for the next 2 weeks on that. So it's a pretty concise process, but there's a lot of steps involved within that. There's some deadlines. You have to launch your campaign within 4 weeks of approval, that pre-approval. So you have to be ready to go live within 4 weeks of that. And then, like I said, you have between 30 and 60 days to run your campaign.
Are there any other reasons besides not submitting the right documents or requirements that you have found that they deny an application?
Other reasons why they...
Is there criteria that they're looking for other than the documents that are required? So like, have you come across anyone that's been denied, even though they've had all the documentation? Like, are they looking for a certain type of company or business or situation or
What industry are you? If you don't mind me asking.
spa?
Okay, yeah. I mean, are you asking that question as into Pacific type of industry or?
Nope.
So
I was just
basically,
wondering,
There's
I would
requirements
probably
based-
see,
There's requirements based on incomes. You have to have below a certain threshold of income, number of employees. The specifics of that are on the program website. So you can
Okay.
see all those specifics. You can't have, I think it's more than how many locations. So there's certain requirements as to the size of the business too. And Becky just dropped a link to the program page on the MGCC site, so you can see more on that.
okay, another question that I would have related to that is that if you received any type of grants before, does that disqualify you? I'm just kind of curious as if they're looking for a certain, like the number of employees and the income is what I was looking for. But if you received a grant before, is that something that disqualifies you?
that does not disqualify you if you've received a prior MGCC grant.
Okay,
And then it's less than 20 full-time employees.
thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions?
I'm sorry, I have a question. If I saw that this was being recorded, will it be sent out to us so that to all registrants so that we could view it again?
Yes.
Thank you.
And Becky also just dropped a link in the chat to our current live campaigns.
So what we have Lauren and Tony here, I have one final question from us, and then if anybody else has any last minute things, we can talk about that. But for anybody who's thinking of applying, on the fence about applying for the program, any sort of tips, words of advice, any sort of reasons to talk them off the fence and try to get them to apply, or just sort of final words from you about the program and your experience?
The campaign page was super helpful. I mean, it lays everything out to, examples of what to write and what to put. That was super helpful for me. And again, the coach was amazing if I had any questions. And like I said, I was definitely a little worried at the beginning. When I first saw it, I said, oh, I can't do that. It's not something I can do. But then I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it. And it was actually really simple. It was super helpful. I would say definitely do it. More easier than you think. It was actually fun to do. Like I said, to share my story and to put it out there and, be excited when people are donating and being able to raise the money. It was a super easy process for me. I would say definitely do it.
Great, thanks, Lauren. And Tony, how about you?
Same here. I said I was very hesitant in the beginning and scared that I couldn't do this whole thing. But like Lauren, the website was very easy to try to maneuver around. And definitely the coach is spectacular. The coaching that I got and the advice and the mentorship I got from her was amazing. It just made the process very simple, very clear. And it just, as I said, anyone who's on the fence, just go and do it. Because I was on the fence and I'm like, you know what, let's just do it. Let's see what lies. And it was the best experience I had.
That's great to hear. Thank you both for that. Appreciate it. Anybody else with last minute questions? Otherwise, I think we can give folks a few minutes of their day.
Yes. So thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Jonathan, for your time. And thank you, everyone that showed up today. Thank you. And so, yeah, if you have any further questions, don't hesitate to reach out via email to me. And this recording will be sent to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tony and Lauren, for joining us. Appreciate it.
Bye.